to know whether when it comes at 9, I would really want to know
from him.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, fine. But because do you have properly registered motorbikes, and because you can't register something that you say is supposed to be, well, in some areas, fine, fair enough. But do you have driver's licenses for the motorbike riders? You know, it's only bicycles that are exempted from
registration
and every motor. I remember in the days of scooter and whatever, Vespa and all these things, properly registered, with number, with insurance. You know, I think it's more of a political thing and a bit of money, because not that. I think the major problem is the government itself is overwhelmed. You introduce a policy you're not ready to implement. If you were going to do this MOT, you should have involved the private sector. There are so many private garages. So an MOT thing is something that should be done. You can say, okay, maybe on Monday I'm going to close early, and you drop your car for MOT. I mean, that's, but you restrict it to very few numbers. You shouldn't queue to do MOT. You shouldn't.
Not at all. Let's take our first break. When we return, we'll now start proper. We'll be back.
Yo, the streets are not smiling. The speed at which everyone is learning new skills. How am I supposed to impress when the other guy can play the piano, sing, cook? I hear he's even learning a new language. Guy, you need to upgrade your skills with MTN's reliable internet and countless learning videos on YouTube. There's no limit to how far you can grow.
I think we can get started now. Let's tell you that you can watch on Facebook and on YouTube. Facebook is Nigeria Info 99.3. You can watch us on there. YouTube is Nigeria Info 99.3. I met a lady 2 days ago that said I should say hi to you. I was at the mall.
You did me.
Wait, now let me talk. Oh God. She said, help me greet Uncle Jimi. Tell him I love him. Tell him. Oh, sorry, madam, you didn't say that. But she said that I should just say hi to you.
I don't want anybody to love me now. Ilegbe. but okay, thank you very much. I appreciate that. I don't know that to. Yeah. But how did you get talking? And how did she know it was you?
So usually when I finish my job, I usually do. I don't know if I should say this, but I just change clothing when I'm stepping out for security reasons. And that day I couldn't because I hurried out of the office. Why are you looking at me like that?
No, I'm not looking like you. I'm looking at the console.
I hurried out of and I was even wearing my mask. Then she just called me. I had walked past her. And she just said, you Uncle Jimi, I watch you people this morning. It's because of the clothes that you're wearing. That's what she said. I said, let me particularly greet Uncle Jimi.
You cannot demarket me.
Uncle Jimi.
You cannot demarket
me that I'm standing in front of you. You did not greet me. It's okay. There's no problem.
Okay, wait. Next week's Diabumi, I will reply him. Keep it up. Next week's Diabumi, whether he's here or not,
what do you want to say?
I will reply. Let's go ahead.
Let's start with the Punch newspaper. Page 2 of the Punch. Lai Aregbesola Yari Kiyamo lose out. APC inaugurates state chairman.
APC is a party in complete confusion. If you read this story, Lai Aregbesola Yari Kiyamo lose out. Look at this one, says, I am not aware of the inauguration that's supposed to take place, I think, next week, Tuesday. Governor Abdul Razak faction says, I have been invited for inauguration. Lai Mohammed's faction chairman says, I am not aware of inauguration. This one says, Abiodun's loyalists to be inaugurated. Another one says, Marafa faction kicks as APC recognized Matawale faction. Matawale faction says, we are already in Abuja for the inauguration anyway. Benue Rival faction says, inauguration will be contempt of court. APC to inaugurate on Magege faction. That's, I think, in Delta. Confusion over Kano APC factions and so on. APC is a party of strange bedfellows. So all this, by the time they were thankfully at that time they had a very short time to quickly bond and win the elections. After that, I think personal interests have taken over again, which is the bane of our politics. The major problem we have with our politicians. It's always about self-interest. Not, you don't find principles, you don't find parties. It's always about self-interest and the cookie jar. And that is why, if they are not careful, they might lose the next election. To be fair to you, PDP is a tidier arrangement. Do you know why? It's the same PDP you had from the beginning that you have as we speak now. Yes, some people have gone, they've come back and so on and so forth. I think PDP has a semblance of they've had their own infights and so on and so forth, but it's not been as devastating as APC.
No, but the thing that happened during the reigns of PDP are the things that, and some analysts had said it when people started cross-carpeting to the APC that
they'll come back.
It will still be the same story of infighting and the rest of them.
No, the arrangement that set up the APC was not tidy. The arrangement is the kind of landlord's meeting you have when armed robbers are at the gates.
Yeah.
You understand? All you want to do is to dislodge the armed robbers. After they've gone, reality will set in. The PDP is a bit more. They've had their own fair share. Not unexpected. But the APC is in tatters. Again, the leading person in APC, because the leader of the party at the end of the day is the president. He is far from being a politician. In fact, the body language you get from him is that he just, he can't stand them, and he used them when there was a need, and now he just stands aloof. That's the impression that we get. I could be wrong. You can take me to task on it, but that's the impression that I get. The Buhari that I think I know, or that I perceive, he has disdain for politics, really. Yes, he doesn't mind being president, yes. There are loads of things he might want to do, yes. But all the nuances in politics, he doesn't seem to have very good tolerance for that. And therefore, he seems to have bound a lot of them to the Philistines. And I don't know whether what he exhibits at governance level, this idea of not putting balance into things, whether it is reflected in the party, I honestly don't know. But like I said, the PDP seems much better balanced. But I think that Nigeria could do with a third purposeful big party. A third purposeful big party. And I think the party to watch in that regard might be the ADC. Might be, but let's see how it goes.
Okay, all right. Let's see how it goes then. Let's take another story now, this time from the Vanguard. 2023, Southwest APC governors divided over Tinubu, Osinbajo, Fayemi.
They're not divided. Everybody is standing. He's standing where he's whatever is right.
I think it's an overkill to say that Southwest APC is divided. Or governors are divided.
Well, this is what it is. Whether you like it or not, in Nigerian politics, the governor is the leader of the party.
That's right.
And because the ambition of every politician is to be closer to the cookie jar and whatever, and closer to power, you line up behind the governor. So if the governors are divided, then the party is divided. And this is the kind of thing analysis we are getting. It says, the governors elected on the platform of APC in the Southwest Zone are divided over the ambitions of Bola Tinubu and Yemi Osinbajo, and Ekiti State Governor Fayemi. While Fayemi is still consulting, I must say that if Fayemi is still consulting at this time, I think he should just change his tactics and back It's almost getting late to become a heavyweight candidate in the APC. And I had said that Nigeria needs a Moses. You can't want to run for this election and tell me that you are still consulting. I mean, you should have done a year ago. I never voted that way for other reasons, but I know and I give it to him. This man his ambition was clear to him. He was well articulated. I remember we were in uni when the government lifted the ban on politics. They lifted the ban on politics yesterday. By this morning, Awolowo had a party, including party song, party band, party this and party that, manifesto. He was ready. Nigeria doesn't need somebody who is still consulting at this time. We want somebody who's ready to take the bull by the whatever it is and lead us out of the mess that we're in. So if that is some kind of tactics on Fayemi's part, I don't know. And that's also my quarrel with Osinbajo. If you want to, why should you shy away? Why should you use the tactics of people called on you? We don't want anybody we are going to call on. We want somebody with a magic wand, determined, who would say, look, this is what I want to do for my country, and if you like it, you take it. If you like it, if you don't like it, I'll go back to my business. This sort of idea, my people called on me.
Same playbook.
We need to know with the kind of young generation that we have now. Look at the interview we had with I almost wanted to call him His Excellency. Once with
Chukwuka
Moye. Yeah. Did you hear what people said when they were calling in? They were asking, give us a platform. We'll donate money. Nigerians are yearning. They're looking. But they're not good. I don't think that they're disposed to call in on anybody. If you want to come, you come on. So Fayemi is a bit late in the game, but let's see what happens. But it says Fayemi is eyeing the presidency. He said to be in consultation. Therefore, he's not backing Tinubu or Osinbajo. Something tells me that if Fayemi doesn't run, most likely he might pitch his tent with Osinbajo.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
That's what my feeling tells me.
Okay.
His neighboring colleague from Ondo State, my good friend Aketi, is undecided. Aketi is not undecided. I don't think Aketi will support Tinubu. He's never really been what you would call a Tinubu man. If you look at the history of how he got to governorship, he fought his way all to the top there. And I think somewhere along the line, they even had some kind of clash, So Aketi is most likely going to also support Osinbajo because they probably have a longer standing relationship, both being lawyers. Aketi is his son, and the other one is a professor of law. And both of them have been quite prominent in the legal profession, so he'll probably be more inclined to that. So that counts out Aketi. It says Babajide Sanwo-Olu are solidly behind it. Sanwo-Olu has no choice. In fact, the rumor is that a lot of the war chest for that battle for the presidency, he would have to go look for it. I'm not saying he's taking it from government, but that he would be the arrowhead of funding that campaign.
You mean the governor?
I mean Jide Sanwo-Olu.
Yes.
I'm not saying as governor, but Jide Sanwo-Olu.
Okay, as a person.
As a person.
Okay.
You have to be very careful in your choice of words.
Okay. As a person.
More so when you start talking of things like padding the budget and so on and so forth, you've got to be careful. Oyetola is, of course, is the man's nephew. Is it his nephew or his brother?
I don't know.
I think it's his nephew, but they are related.
Okay.
Dapo Abiodun, I don't know how. Yeah, if you look at Dapo Abiodun with the nexus to Oshoba, by the way, somebody needs to explain to me the sense in the president visits Ogun State, and then 10 days later you send a delegation of about 10, 12 people over to go and thank him for coming.
Yeah, but that's what we do in Yoruba land.
But who pays for all this?
Maybe we should ask that question.
Who pays for all this at a time when you don't even have enough funds to do the statutory things? Who pays for all this jamboree? Do you know what it is to send 10 elders or whatever it is to go and thank the president for coming?
If they have private jets in Ogun State, sorry.
They don't have a private jet.
Sorry, I did not say that too. I did not say that. I did not say that.
You see, we I don't know. we are not serious-minded.
No, we're not.
I'm a bit worried about.
We're absolutely not.
I'm a bit worried about Dapo Abiodun, especially. Look at gave money to and a house to some
reality TV
show and all kinds of things like that. It doesn't show that depth and discipline of a good leader. And I think maybe it's because he just joined politics and got the governorship virtually on a platter of gold. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know his history. I don't know, because I don't know his history. I don't know what work he did. What I do know is when he was asked for his qualifications, he said the matter is in court. Yeah, Okimba, is it Okimbalo? That dreaded guy, Charles Cho. What did you graduate from? He said the matter is in court. Anyway, that's what we have. That's what we have now. So of course they are divided for various interests, and we will see how it all pans out. I don't know if Tinubu himself is back now. The kind of rumors that are going on about his, his latest trip to the north, they're not pleasant at all. And I'd like for people to cut him a bit of slack. If it is true that a lot of these things were false, I mean, why do you want to completely tear a man apart just because you don't believe in what he's doing? A lot of those things were derogatory and unfortunate. And I hope they are not true. I hope they are not true. Don't let's personalize politics up to a point where you want to completely destroy a man. You understand? I don't believe in his aspiration, but I respect him as a man. When it comes to politics in Nigeria, he's amongst the first 10. You can't take that from him. That gentleman knows this country 50 times more than I do. Yes, he knows Nigeria 10 times more than I do. For us here, our ideas are in the head. People like him know the nitty-gritty. They know what our people want. So it really is a battle of wits. But that doesn't mean that I'd wish him dead. I mean, come on.
Let's take this story here. A viewpoint page 20 of the Punch newspaper. Of ritualist Yahoo teenagers and a sick country. It's written by Nero Adedokun.
Again, we had Nero last week. Yeah, I'm going to pay more attention to this gentleman and see if we can grab him in here. He says that he's worried about Yahoo teenagers and the sick country that we're in. This is something that you need to read, keep and read again. He says, for example, to be sure, worship places and parents could play a huge role in the proper upbringing and directing of children. I feel that the problem we have most with the Yahoo people is the bad example that our elite are setting.
Yeah.
The social media is sick. If you go to TikTok and all these things, it shows a nation of sick people majorly. It's all about boasting about wealth, boasting about this. The recent one, somebody is boasting about how his kids got A's in the university. And all this, if only Mama could see me now. There's this urge amongst Nigerians to show that I have arrived. Arrived from where?
Who is interested?
And to show very bad example, flaunting wealth. There was one video that was sent to me. One of these Yahoo boys wanted to do a Yahoo Plus or whatever it is. They took 2 toilet bowls to a junction and did the do, and then, I mean, come on, it's almost throw. Yes, it's too early in the morning. And I said, have we gone mad? But this Adedokun says that in all this, you have political and business leaders who flaunt wealth amidst this widespread poverty and lack. People get elected to offices and their economic circumstances undergo dramatic changes overnight. They start to build houses they do not need and buy cars they cannot ride on Nigerian roads. Yet the condition of the people that voted them into public, who remembers the politicians from the beginning, takes a worse turn. You know this guy. Man drove to Rupini to rent a cycle. And all of a sudden now he's driving a Rolls Royce in his village.
Yeah.
But he says here, What last week's event in Abeokuta tells Nigeria is that we are preparing for a future where brigandage may be the order of the day. With an estimated 13 million children out of school all over the country, Nigeria is building a pipeline of assorted forms of insurgencies, manifesting via banditry, terrorism, ritual killings, kidnappings, and others, for which they are telling signals. Even the children know this and are scared stiff of the future. And then, this is a paragraph that I'm sure you'd like to hear. A couple of weeks ago, I heard some secondary school children appealing on Radio Info 99.3 FM, Fabari, that government should take care of their age mates who are unable to attend school because they will be a threat to our future. Do you remember the program?
Yes, I do.
Wow. Well, and then somewhere here, well, some people are making an attempt, and I thought it's worth looking into.
Okay.
This story here says that Yahoo Boys, Abia University, bans students from driving private cars on campus. It's a good place to start. It's a good place to start. Please don't let's start talking about democracy, at university level. We are in a terrible situation now, and we should have a state of emergency.
I had a Babalawo on the show yesterday morning.
Yes.
And he spoke about how bad the situation is, how a parent even brought his or her child to him to do some charms for him to do Yahoo Plus.
I said, if you go to the interiors, there are little schools where you have 14, 15 kids. We are in and we are progressive. We are progressing in error, and unfortunately, our leaders are the worst culprits.
Yeah, absolutely.
Our leaders are the worst culprits. If you look at our leaders at state level, at local government level, look at the characters that they mingle with in public, more or less. And for example, there is a law against praying in this country. It has never been obeyed. The law against it has never been obeyed. It's not looking too good though, Sheriff. Unless we have a social revolution. I quickly add that word, social revolution, but I dread that if care is not taken, we might have a revolution without the social there, and then we'll be completely leaderless. Look at now, 20 years of democracy. What do we have? A very, very big mess. It makes us wide open to all kinds of things, but that's not for our discussion today.
Yes, indeed. We must go now. We must go. VIS Oga is coming at 9.
It's coming at 9.
Fantastic. I'm particularly looking forward to that conversation. Jimmy, thank you so much for coming.
Yes, sir.
So we're done on the Dailies today for today, but at 8 o'clock, let's talk cancer. All through the month of February on the Morning Crossfire every Thursday. We have lined up discussions on cancer because it's a dreaded disease that is killing, that is destroying Nigerians, especially when you look at the cost of treatment, when you look at the available treatment options in a country like ours. I'm Sheriff.
It's almost like a death sentence, really.
Yeah.
Heaven help us all.
Indeed. We'll be back with that conversation. Stay with us here on Nigeria Info.
Make you join the Obunge Yellow Awoof giveaway. They jollificate with extra 500% bonus anytime when you recharge with 100 naira or more on top MT.
99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.